Welcome to this week's edition of Smart Counsel for Lunch. I'm Leah Kofos, and I'm one of the attorneys here at the law firm of Samuel, Sayward, and Baylor in Dedham, Massachusetts, where we focus our practice in the areas of estate planning, probate, elder law, and estate and trust administration. So I know for a lot of you right now, it's graduation season. Graduation season might have just ended, but I know a lot of you have kids, maybe even grandkids who have just graduated from either high school or college. So congratulations, first and foremost, on that. That's a really, really big feat for your kids and for your grandkids. But it's a busy season, so not to add on to your load. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about this month, now that graduation season is kind of coming to a close, is incapacity documents for these same children, people who have just graduated from high school, graduated from college. A lot of people don't know this, but as soon as you turn 18, so as soon as your child turns 18, the child's parents, so you, right, no longer have control over that child's medical decisions, legal, financial decisions. That person, your child, is now an adult. They're a legal adult and they can make their own decisions. That's fantastic, right? In some ways, that can also be a bit of a challenge. Obviously, while they're competent, they should be able to make their own legal, financial, medical decisions. But what happens in the event there's an accident, right? There's a car accident or something happens to your child, or again, to your grandchild, depending on who we're talking to, who our audience is right now. If they're in an accident, they can't manage their own finances, if they can't make their own medical decisions because they're just not able to at that time, right? Even if it's a temporary situation. If they don't have a healthcare proxy or a power of attorney in place, they have not signed one, nobody, including a parent, nobody is able to make those decisions for them automatically. So what happens in that situation? Ultimately, their parent, whoever the parent is, legal guardian, would have to go to court and petition the court for what we call a guardianship and a conservatorship in order to get those authorities over their adult child and make those decisions and help their child out. That takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. It can take up to a year. Often it's about 6 to 9 months, how long this guardianship and conservatorship process takes. And when your child is in an emergency like this and really needs help immediately, and you want to assist them immediately, that's time that you don't have. So what we always, always, always recommend, a good document for anybody over the age of 18 to have would be a healthcare proxy. Another one is a power of attorney, and another is a HIPAA authorization. So let's go through those very quickly. The healthcare proxy is the document naming somebody to make medical decisions for that person. So your child, your adult child, would sign a healthcare proxy naming you, the other parent, could be an aunt, uncle, could be a sibling even, naming those people as the person with the authority to make their medical decisions for them in the event they're unable to do that. The power of attorney is very, very simple. It's a similar document, right, to the healthcare proxy. It's the same concept, right? So you want to name somebody to make your legal and financial decisions in the event you're unable to do that. So this would be, if somebody's unable to pay their own bills for whatever reason, say you're in the hospital, you can even be fully competent, but you're in the hospital and you just don't have access to go to the bank, pick up certified mail. It's called the attorney in fact under the power of attorney. That's the person who you would name to make those decisions for you and have those roles, right? So that's the healthcare proxy. That's the power of attorney. The HIPAA authorization names people, and you can name multiple people on this one, names people who can receive your medical information from your medical team. So that's also a really good document to have, again, in these kind of emergency events. Through those 3 documents, I highly, highly recommend that anybody over 18 really needs to have those documents to save your family from going through this long, expensive court process. So that's it. Again, not to add one more thing onto your checklist for graduation season, but now that graduation season's over, this is a great time to think about, if your child is going to college in the fall, now is the time to really get those documents done. set up an appointment with an attorney, and we'll be able to help your child talk through those decisions and what those documents are, why they're important, and really who to name, who would be the best person to name. This video is actually a request from a client of mine. So I also, while I'm here, I wanted to bring up something that I don't know that we bring up very often. If anybody has a request for a video or an article that we haven't done or that you're interested in hearing more about, please let us know, because we are very happy to meet your needs like that. So yeah, so that's just something to think about. If any of you have a request for a video or for an article, please just shoot us an email. And we'll be sure to work that in future posts. So as always, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button below if you enjoy our content. And we try to post once a week, so look out for those posts. But otherwise, until next time, take care.